Hi guys, welcome back. Thank you very much for joining me. Right, today we're looking at replacing the hot water tap. I'll probably do both, but for the purpose of the video I'm going to do one for now so you get the general idea, because they're different taps. So, what we're going to need. Now, this is the perfect tool. Tap spanner, crow's foot, whatever you want to call it, okay? This is what we need to get under the tap to undo the nut, because it's quite tight in there. You can use an adjustable spanner or even grips or whatever else you can get in there to undo the nut you can use, okay? However, obviously the tap spanner, basin wrench is what it's made for. It is what it is, okay? These are a must-have tool. They're about £6. Do you know what I mean? I mean, in some places, some handy centres, they're about £4, right? £4 for a tool that you're going to need. And in some cases, some close coupled sinks and everything, you're not going to get in without it, if I'm honest. So make sure you purchase one of these. £4, you can't moan. So let's have a look what I'm dealing with. Right guys, first off we need to establish which or how we're going to isolate the hot water. Make sure it's safe, obviously, because it's boiling hot water, normally 50 odd degrees. It can be dangerous, so please be careful when doing this. Obviously we've got the isolation here, but as you can see it's a complete mess. This is seized up, this is not working. Okay, so we're stuck. We can't isolate this, so we're going to have to go to the cylinder and have a look, see if we can isolate it to the cylinder. If not, we will have to drain the hot water. Okay, now I won't go into this video. However, please leave a comment if you do wish to know how to do this. I will run through it in another video. So that's what I'm going to do next. As you can see guys, up here is the black washer and nut for the tap, and this is what I mean by the basin wrench being very tight. You're going to struggle to get a spanner in there. I do apologise for the light. So what we're going to do is get the basin wrench on there like so, and undo lefty loosey, righty tighty, and obviously go left, anti-clockwise. Okay, this will then free up the tap, but first we're going to disconnect the isolation. Right guys, the hot water's been made safe. We're okay to disconnect. So what I'm going to do now is, I do apologise for the light, is get my wrench on and turn. Okay, see what I mean by it being very tight. There we go, that's it, on there. And you're just getting it around the black washer just to release it. Okay, there we go, that's been released. Lovely. So that's off nicely. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is remove this flex, and then we're going to pull the tap out and replace it. Right guys, when removing the flex, think logically, okay? Don't struggle with trying to get a spanner up here to undo it. Okay, it'll be a nightmare. Best thing to do is hold the tap with your left hand, or your right hand, whichever one you are, your opposite hand, and then bring your spanner in here and release it with a quick nip, okay? And then once you're holding the tap, you can just undo it like that, okay? I've seen a lot of people try and struggle to try and grip threads and all sorts to try and undo them, but it's quite simple. You just hold the tap and undo the flex with a spanner, okay? Next, we've already undone the clip up here, so we just literally drop that off, whilst holding the tap, of course. There we go guys, tap has been removed, so we're going to pop the new one in now. If you are of course removing the flex and not replacing it, please make sure, please make sure that you don't lose your washer. Okay, in some cases it might be best to replace them. It's just for the sake of £2, it's, you know, it's not really worth it, so chuck a new one on. When putting the new tap in guys, obviously you put the rubber on first, then the tap, and then the nut underneath. But if this is a bit grubby, try and clean this up, okay? As you can see, this isn't very clean. Luckily the customer's out. But yes, so try and clean this up and before you put the new washer on. Right guys, if this doesn't come off with cleaner, okay, you can use a scraper like I do, or putty knife, or even a glass scraper, Stanley blade, whatever you want. But as you can see, this is quite well on there, so I've had to use my putty knife. Just a quick hint, quick tip. It's the prettiest I can get it. So what we've done, you get the tap, put your washer on the bottom like so, pop that in there, making sure the washer sits nicely, and the tap's in line with the sink, okay? Next we're going to put your nut on the bottom to secure the tap in place. Right guys, next you're going to attach your nut onto the bottom of the tap itself. You're going to hold the tap with your left hand and screw with, of course, your other hand. Screw the nut into place, making sure that the tap doesn't split or move, okay? If it does, you just adjust to suit it and then nip it up like so, so it's in place. Next, we're going to, of course, nip it up with our crow's foot. Now again, this is just the opposite direction to what you did last time, just to tighten it up, like so. Holding the tap in place to make sure it doesn't move, like so. Once you've tightened that up like so, don't do it too tight because you may end up splitting the basin depending on what it's made out of, okay? So just do it tight enough that it doesn't move when obviously you move it with your hands. So do not over tighten the nut, because nowadays these come with plastic nuts, so of course they're designed to split first. Next we're just going to attach our flex as before. Everything is just in reverse order now guys. So now we're going to hold our tap and tighten that up with the spanner. So that one's all finished, all ready to go. Next I'm going to be doing the cold. So I hope I've helped you along with something today. Please subscribe for more.